Hello and welcome back, everyone. Today I am at a local state park. It's John Bryan State Park near Yellow Springs, Ohio. And I think my goal today is I'm really going to see if I can photograph maybe some long exposures of some kind of big and small waterfalls, namely some ones I haven't done before at this state park on the South Gorge Rim Trail. So that was now newly opened not too long ago. So I'm going to see. I'm actually going to be starting here. I'm going to be at the Pittsburgh Cincinnati Stagecoach Trail. It's about 1.3 miles. And let's just see. I got about a couple hours of daylight here, and it's kind of bright and sunny right now, but I'm going to see what I can really get into here, and hopefully I can get some good images to take home and edit here. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so pretty fast approaching here to the bridge. We'll cross over the Little Miami River here, and we will check out. There's a handful of different spots I pre-scouted numerous times before I really set out today. And fortunately, I should have taken the images on the days that I was actually pre-scouting, because it was nice overcast, diffused lighting, and it was very, very nice and cloudy, and pretty rainy days, honestly, which in a place like this with this gorge habitat just means that, you know, the colors are really, you know, rich and saturated, especially for the kind of greenery of early summer here. Here's what it looks like. Just want to show you real quick. So yeah, it's this nice wooden bridge. It's actually newly constructed here, and so I'm going to cross over here. We'll be on the south side of the Little Miami here, and we will check out. Oh man, it's really deeply in shade though. Yeah, hopefully I get some good images. We will see here. So there's my first real potential subject there. It's the very first one I really passed by here once I crossed the bridge. And so I'm going to keep along here. I believe this is about 1.5 miles, this entire South Gorge Rim Trail here. Yeah, like I said, I got about 2 hours of daylight, so I'm just going to keep along here, see if I can find a perfect spot. Because the problem with doing long exposures like this, when it's kind of this really spotty kind of lighting, as you can see here, as the sun's starting to set over there, is that it creates all these really unattractive blown out highlights in the images there. And so obviously I don't want that in my composition. And so I'm going to see if I can maybe extract them with, like, let's say a small telephoto like here, or just simply wait until the light looks more preferable to my, you know, suited to my preference here. Because honestly, I'm not really too concerned about taking a photograph if I'm not going to get anything worthwhile out of it. And honestly, I'd rather go home empty-handed than to take a terrible photograph to share with everyone here. So yeah, I'm hearing another one already real up close here. I keep tripping on tree roots here. There's lots of rocks and tree roots to trip on. All right, here's another one for us. See, this one's beautiful, but once again, there's all these really spotty highlights just up and down it. But yeah, like I said, there's these very gorgeous, I guess you could call them miniature waterfalls. And yeah, see, really blown out highlights. And so yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do here. All these little streams, and all these downhill streams really that are just kind of outflowing to the Little Miami down below on the hill here. There's another one I'm hearing. That sounds pretty big. Gosh, look at this mess though. It's like a down tree and so much more. I'm gonna take this way down here. Okay. I traverse my way to some mud. No big deal. Ah, please. Gosh. So here's the next one. Now this one, if you really look at the top over there, it's already deeply in shadow. But then again, like I said, especially in the foreground there's a lot of blown out highlights. So yeah, I'm really hoping that sun hides behind some clouds, at least for a brief moment. And so maybe I can actually take a decent shot. But like I said, I'm gonna, until then at least, hopefully it happens, I'm gonna keep pressing on here and see what other kind of streams and stuff that we got here, and until I can really settle upon a composition and the proper lighting to make this whole trip worthwhile here. So I'll see you in a bit.
One of the big difficulties of photographing this very kind of unattractive flat lighting is that I just find that it really kind of demotivates me overall, and I find it really difficulty to find a compelling subject. And so in this case, at John Bryan State Park here, it's a place I've been to, it's a location I've been to many times, but I was just simply not finding the right compelling kind of waterfall subject to really photograph here.
I must say, filming with this GoPro Hero 8 Black that you're watching this on, I'm still not quite used to it, honestly. It's a pretty new piece of tech for me. I just got it about 2 months ago, I believe, and I feel like I haven't really fully realized its potential yet, and I'm still kind of learning all the features, kind of experimenting with camera angles here, and just seeing what kind of works best in a video format here. And I haven't tried really much with the photo stills either, or the time lapse. So maybe I'll try that now. Alright, so this one right below me here on this little bridge path, this might be the best contender so far. It's already very deeply in shadow, despite being the sun. Still pretty high up in the sky, with about an hour and a half of true daylight here. You see how it's on a pretty big hill, and it outflows down to the low Miami, all the way down in that little spot there. It flows downstream, which would be that way. So this one might be the best contender. I don't know. The problem with doing these waterfalls really is that in the summer, I mean, it's still pretty much early summer as far as I'm concerned, but especially in midsummer and late summer, is that these waterfalls dry up quite dramatically, and even some of the biggest ones can just be down to merely a trickle of water. And so I'm finding that to be already the case with a few of these kind of streams that are outflowing over here. and so it's making it a little more tricky. I have to be pretty much, I'm being forced to be a lot more choosy with my subject matter, at least in the realm of doing all these long exposure kind of ideas I have. So it's making things a lot tricky, but I feel like the name of the game today is just simply the art of patience, and to really see, try and make a photograph, but don't force it, and just because the conditions aren't to your liking, and then even if you have to, wait until another day to come over to this or any location and try again. So I'm not gonna give up yet, of course. It sounds like I already am though, but I'm gonna hold out here and see if there's any more of these. I feel like there's maybe about 1, 2, maybe 3 more of these. Probably over halfway done with this rim trail on the South Gorge. So, and then we'll see what we can do from there.
With the light running out and morale being pretty low, I'd been running out of ideas, creatively speaking. I was towards the end of the South Gorge rim trail and was believing I'd go home empty-handed.
Ooh, so didn't really find a stream I was really feeling compelled to photograph. Honestly, it's kind of sucked. They're all just way too up close, and the widest focal length I have at the moment is 24 millimeters to really, go off of and to photograph with. And I just really wasn't, just because, I don't know, maybe it's just because it's kind of cramped spaces because they're just right there on the side of the trail there, but I really wasn't feeling compelled to take a proper image here. And so I reached the other bridge, the other end. Like I said, it was about 1.5 miles or so, and I still haven't taken a single photograph today, so it's not really looking too good. But now I'm thinking maybe go wide, maybe go real big here. I don't know, maybe today's not really an intimate detail kind of day, and maybe I'll photograph the little Miami here. I don't know. Yeah, screw it, let's try it. Alright, so I'm going to make this pretty quick here just because foot traffic can be pretty heavy here on the bridge here. But go ahead, turn on the DSLR here. I'm using a 25 millimeter, and let me take off the lens cap. And I'm going to I'm going to use a circular polarizer filter and a neutral density 4-stop filter. I'm just going to have those both stacked on there. I'm going to see, the perspective is pretty much going to be like what you're seeing right now. And I'm going to see how well it turns out here. So let me go ahead and adjust all my settings here. I'm going to use a very, very small aperture. I'm thinking f16 will be a nice kind of range here to really get a nice depth of field here. It'll be an ISO 400 here. Let's see how well that turns out. I'll take a quick little exposure test. So I really lengthen that shutter speed. Alright, so I opted for all these camera settings here. And also, since I don't have a cable release with me, I don't have either a wired or wireless one. I have a wired one at home, but I didn't bring it with me. I'm going to be on a 2-second timer here. And so let's just go ahead and take a little test shot here and put in live view mode. And focus. probably more importantly at first, is to compose the scene here. And I feel like right there is probably where it hits the spot. And I'm gonna put on I'm gonna press my info button here 3 times. I'm gonna check out what I got. So for this initial exposure, I'm gonna be about almost a stop of light above, and that's gonna create a nice histogram here. And we'll keep it about right there. And now I'm gonna adjust my filters here. You can see, reducing the glare dramatically on the water there. That's the main goal. And then for somewhat of a hyperfocal distance, I'm going to focus about 1/3 of the way into the scene here. First shot of the day, let's go. It's going to be a little bit of longer exposure here. And it looks not too bad. So that's pretty much what I came up with. Looks not too bad. The histogram looks nice overall. And I feel like it worked out. I'm going to take a few more shots here and just work the scene and see what I can come up with. So I must say, now that I'm walking away from the Little Miami, the big wide scenic shot I took, I'm just really thinking about now, like I said earlier, the art of patience. And to really just simply not give up, you know, when the conditions aren't quite right, or when you're just, you know, they're not favorable for what you want to photograph for the day. Like I said, when I set out today and drove over to this local state park, I just kind of was in the mood to do some landscapes, and namely water long exposure here. And so even despite the little more sunny than I would like kind of lighting situation for those type of shots, I just simply stuck it out, and I finally took an image kind of towards the end of the evening here, as the daylight really just settles. And as you can probably tell, it's very, very deeply shaded in the woodland here now that I'm on the upper rim trail here. I'm making my way back to the car. But I mean, the name of the game is patience, and you just gotta really, whether you're photographing, you know, people or nature of any kind, or just anything, you know, architecture, a sunrise, a sunset, you have to be patient, and you have to wait for the right kind of light or the right kind of situation. And you might even just have to pre-scout, maybe even multiple times, to really just kind of see the scene for what it is. You know, sit around that kind of location, that specific spot you have in mind, and see how the light just really interplays over time. And maybe even while you pre-scout, take a few test shots, either with your actual camera, if you want to really kind of be like a purist and have the proper gear set up, just kind of get a feel for the scene, or you can even just simply use your phone camera and to really kind of work the composition, work the scene, to see what you can come up with. And so, like I said, I worked the scene. This bridge that I crossed over here is one I've crossed over many, many times, whether I was out photographing specifically, or if I was just simply hiking at this state park. But yeah, finally took a proper photograph of it. Now that the light wasn't really quite shining on it like it was earlier when I got here, or like it would have been, I'm guessing. So it's pretty nice. And like I said, it's just about patience. It's about just really waiting for the proper photograph, and to not rush things, which I feel like is very, very important, especially when it comes to landscape photography, which is, you know, it's all about the light, and really making a proper scene and a photograph that you like. So I'm gonna go home and edit the images here. I'm hoping I got a handful of them, pretty good set of these long exposure shots, and I will share with you guys how they turned out. So thank you so much for watching, and until next time, make sure to get out here. Thank you.